Welcome back to the Diamond K Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Every day I'm here unpacking political, social, and entertainment stories. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button. It really helps the show. Without any further ado, let's dive in. Now, of course, today was the day we've been waiting for impatiently for the last 2 years almost. Special counsel Robert Mueller III investigated Russian election interference, ties to Trump's campaign, and possible obstruction of justice. And his report, redacted as it was, has been released. So I did not know that this day was going to come first and then be, with so much fanfare. I mean, it's a surprise to me, a pleasant surprise. I was thinking that we were going to get much less than we got, but I'm pleasantly surprised with the fact that we got a report that was not just a bunch of black lines. There are a lot of black lines, but I was expecting a lot more. The bar, did I say bar? The bar had been lowered so much. But we got it today. And speaking of Barr, William Barr, the Attorney General, the controversial Attorney General, gave a weird press conference before the actual release of the redacted version of the Mueller report. It's strange when you have someone talking about something and about someone who is available. Robert Mueller was available to be there, as was any number of people that worked with and for him. But what we got was another explanation about the Mueller report before we actually get the report. You talk about poisoning the well. Talk about trying to set the stage and then set the stage and then set the stage again. It was strange to say the least. But Robert Mueller examined 10 actions by President Trump to determine if he, in fact, sought to obstruct justice, but could not reach a conclusion. So when you say you can't reach a conclusion after 2 years, some people think that means, okay, you couldn't reach a conclusion, so that means they're innocent. But it's more complicated than that. First of all, there was no in-person interview with the president, who he was so busy doing what? He doesn't read. I mean, he tweets. You could do that anywhere. What does he really do? What is he so busy doing? He's spent most of his time allegedly trying to obstruct this very investigation. Other than that, what has he really been busy doing? I don't know. Running the country. You're going to say that. You're going to say he's been busy running the country. Okay. Now, Mueller found a concerted effort by Russia to interfere in the 2016 election. Now, even though Trump's denied it and many of his supporters have denied it, this is obvious that Russia made a concerted effort to interfere in the election. Now, the question is, did Trump or any of the people involved in his campaign willingly aid in that mission? So, Mueller was not able to establish any criminal conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia? Is that what we're concluding here? That's what some people have concluded. But as I said earlier, the Attorney General can say what he wants to say, but this thing is not cut and dry. This is not a very easy thing to conclude. Now, the report detailed dramatic conflicts within the White House. This was the White House and everything's fine, cool, calm, and collected. That's what the president said. But clearly, sitting on the sidelines, you could see that this White House was drama-filled. Drama-filled. When the president learned of the appointment of Mueller, when he learned about it, what do you think he said? He said, "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm fucked." He slumped in the chair. This is what the president said. The one who's, so innocent, so, he's a victim. That's a very strange response from someone who is so innocent. But when he found out that Mueller was involved, he's like, "Oh, I'm done for now." But the attorney general, one thing is certain. He is a skilled attorney. Attorney General, that is, William P. Barr. He offered a very strong defense of President Trump and said he gave the president's lawyers access to the Mueller report supposedly earlier this week before it was released. Why? Why did the president's attorneys need to see this document before the release? Why? You know why? Because they're trying to get that spin cycle going. They're trying to get the machine ahead of this. So Mueller's investigation is over. He reported that it has spawned 14 spin-off inquiries. 14 additional cases have come from this investigation. I want to make sure people understand that and understand the significance of that. Many of the president's defenders, many of the defenders of the president will say that this investigation was launched because of Russian collusion. And, you would get to think, listening to them talk, that any of the other crimes, they don't matter because you're supposed to be looking for Russian collusion. Let me paint this picture this way. Let's say you are investigating the disappearance of a child. And the main suspect, you go to their house and you want to do a check to see if the missing child is in the house of the suspect. You go in the house of the suspect, you see a key, 3 keys of cocaine, a whole bunch of guns on the floor, right? A pile of undeclared money, like $1 million in cash, say, right? You see someone, an adult, tied up in the corner in the house. No kids in sight, just the drugs, the adult tied up in the corner, the undeclared cash, and guns. Using the explanation of some of the supporters of the president and the president himself, you should ignore all of that because you're just there to see if this child is there. You're supposed to ignore these other crimes because you're only there for one purpose. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's ridiculous. So I just asked Bill Clinton, because they started investigating one thing for Bill Clinton, and then it came up with an affair and Monica Lewinsky and all that other stuff. In pursuit of an investigation, of an outcome, you can find other things. And that is what happened in this very case. So, the White House event for wounded troops, President Trump claimed vindication to cheers from his audience, right? This Mueller report is supposed to be a big moment for the president because it's over, right? Now he can actually get back to the business of running the country, right? He said that Democrats lashed out at Mr. Barr and it was up to the Congress and blah, 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 blah. But now here we are. We have the Mueller report. People are going to go through it and find different things. I want to mention a few things that stuck out to me as it relates to this. So President Trump intended to encourage his former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, not to cooperate with Mueller's team. That's in the report. Is that not obstruction? Is that not obstruction? It is. Now, some people subscribe to the philosophy that the chief officer in America, president, commander-in-chief, cannot obstruct justice. That view does not make sense. That means that they would be above the law. And no man is above the law. Even the president. There are rules for everyone, including the president. So yes, he can obstruct justice. Now, White House counsel, if you remember him, White House counsel, Don McGahn refused President Trump's request to fire Robert Mueller. The redacted report confirmed. Don McGahn said, wait, I'm not going to do that. I'm not starting another massacre. No, you can hang that up. And I'm glad. He's a brave guy as it relates to these efforts. So in addition to that, everybody's favorite press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, if you remember, told investigators it was a slip of the tongue when she falsely said in 2017 that countless members of the FBI had lost confidence in James Comey. This is in the report. She was loud and proud when she said that. Slip of the tongue. You know what's strange to me is that when people lie, and this was a lie, when people lie and then have an explanation for it, that does not negate the fact that they lied. Does not. President Trump tried, this is before he was president, tried to obtain Hillary Clinton's emails several times leading up to the 2016 election. Now, not only the times that we heard him ask WikiLeaks to find him, Russia, if you're listening, or any of that kind of stuff. Multiple times he tried to get her emails. And if he got those emails, you know what he would have done with them. So another person who's had a low profile as of late, but was a big talker during the election, Michael Flynn, former national security advisor, somebody who had a cup of coffee in the White House, took on the initiative and directed two of his associates to try to locate Hillary Clinton's emails. You know what I mean? He was the one leading the chance, lock her up. And now look at him. He ready to go to jail his own self, or he was ready to go to jail. It's really funny when you think about the fact that associates had already been independently looking into ways to try to get hold of Hillary Clinton's emails. And WikiLeaks and Russia were some of those ways. Is that not colluding? I guess it's kind of fuzzy. Yes, it's kind of gray. But we have a lot more pages to comb through, a lot more conclusions to be able to reach as it relates to the Mueller report. There are going to be other versions released. And eventually, the Mueller report is going to be released in its full. But what does this mean? Does it really matter? Is it going to make a difference? Directly, no. Indirectly, yes. The stench of this can be used in a campaign to really show how corrupt things can really be in an administration led by President Trump. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, thank you again for joining me. Please help by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, hitting the share button. I enjoy conversations. Even if you don't agree with me, I enjoy having conversations with people about these topics. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. If you miss any episodes of The Diamond K Show, radioonfire.com/Diamond K. I will see you guys tomorrow.